Hi everyone, welcome you all. In our previous video, we have seen how we can develop a basic REST API service by using Spring Boot framework. Now today we are also going to see how we can develop REST API along with a microservice using Spring Boot. So let us try to focus more on the development part. And once you learn the development of API and microservice, then we will see how we can test them. Okay. So let us focus more on the development. So to develop the REST API or microservice by using Spring Boot, so we need to basically understand what are the different components which we have inside the Spring Boot, or what is the architecture of the Spring Boot. So first let us see this. And normally, if you take any application, there are so many number of microservices will be there. So let us say here I have different microservices, let's say X, Y, Z, and country, and so on. So each microservice will use their own independent databases, because this is a microservices architecture. In the microservices architecture, all the microservices will be reset on the different servers or different machines, right? So as a user, I want to use that particular microservice. So how we can use them? So how we can interact with them? So basically these microservices are present in the different servers, right? Only through APIs we can invoke those microservices, or we can get the benefit of those microservices. So through API endpoints, we can access those microservices, and then we can get the benefit from those microservices. So here, if I just go detailed architecture of Spring Boot, how we can develop the microservice in the Spring Boot. So the first step is we need to develop the microservice. And once you develop the microservice, so then we will see how we can access those service and how we can get the benefits out of the service by using API endpoints. Okay. So if I just look at this, so here I have a client, and through client it can be either mobile application, or it can be web application, or it can be any client application through which we will send HTTP request. And API gateway, through API gateway the HTTP request will go through. And in the Spring Boot we have a main classes which are available in the controller. So what is controller class means? A controller class having all the mapping methods. So in our previous video, we have seen different mapping methods which are created inside the controller class. So the first and most important thing, the most important class is a controller class. So inside the Spring Boot, we will create a controller class which have all the mapping methods. So what is mapping method means? For example, when I send a get request, so get mapping method will be invoked from the controller class. Similarly, when I send a put request or post request or delete request, whatever type of HTTP request you are sending through API gateway, so from the controller class, corresponding mapping method will be triggered. And that mapping method will provide the response to the client. But this is a controller class, is a just entry point, so which doesn't have any logic inside, which will just take the request and will send the response. But where exactly the logic will be implemented? So the controller class is just a gateway, or is a entry point which is getting the request and sending the response. But this controller class also depends on the service. This is the main thing in the Spring Boot framework. So this is a service which is a microservice. So the controller mapping methods will talk to the service and get the response from the service, and the same response will be provided to the client. So for example, when I send a get request, and APIs will be triggered, and from the controller class, let us say we have a get mapping method, and that particular method will be invoked, and that method will get the response from the service. The same method will be sent to the service, and service will provide the response, and same response will be provided to the client. So all the controller methods or mapping methods works based on the service. If the service is not available, only controller methods cannot do anything. Okay, so the service will be there. So this service also we have to develop. But how we need to develop this service? Again, this service needs some kind of data. Okay, suppose let us say I have a country's service. So what country service will do? Country service will allow you to add a new countries in the database, or we can update existing countries along with the capitals. Or suppose I want to get the list of the countries and capitals of the countries. So where exactly the data will be present? So the data will be present in the database. So the service itself, the service is contains a main logic, and that particular logic or the service again depends on the database, because the database is actually having the data. But again, this data we cannot directly use by the service, because the service means is a basically Java class. Even controller is a Java class, service is a Java class. So how our Java class will get the data from the database, how we can perform the operations on the database. So internally, which is using something called repository. So a repository basically is a mapping between the database objects or data and Java objects. So in the repository, there will be the mappings between the database tables and data and service. Okay, and the services class, we will specify all the fields, right? As a country name or country capital, country ID, so on. So same data will be there in the database. So here the repository will be used to mapping between the database and the service. So here the service class also depends on the repository and database. So repository is basically a mediatory class between the service and the database, the actual component in the database. And again, the service class internally use something called a bean, or which is basically a POJO class. Suppose if you want to represent a country object or country service, so we have to specify certain number of fields like country name, country ID, or capital, all these things, right? So we'll define some fields and we need to have some setters and getter methods, which is basically a POJO class. And later on, we will use that particular class as a Java object. Okay, for that, we need to use something called a bean. Okay, so these are the main components which we are going to develop in the Spring Boot framework. So controller is a main class in which all the mapping methods will be there, and API will directly talk to those controller methods. And these controller methods will hit the service, and accordingly the service will give the response to the controller methods, and same response will be provided to the client. And again, service will be internally depends on the database and repository again in the bean class. So this is a overall very high level architecture. So now let us start developing this. So I have an example of country service. So let me just show you here. Okay. So now if I just look at this country service, so basically what this service will do is when I send some request, so country controller class we will create. In the controller class, we will have a mapping methods, and the country service we are going to implement. So our controller class will talk to the service, and the country service again internally use a country bean class. Okay, because all the country service means which contains a number of attributes like country name or country ID, capitals, and so on. So to represent that data, we need a POJO class, which is basically called as a bean. And this POJO class and service internally talk to the repository and database. So these are another layer. So as part of this video, let us mainly focusing only on these three components. So we will see how this country service will use the data from the databases and everything. So for this, we need something JPA concept from Spring Boot. So that we will see in the later. So for now, let us mainly focus on controller and service and a bean. So these are the main three components which we have in the Spring Boot framework. So as I said before, the controller class contains only mapping methods, which will automatically trigger whenever you send a HTTP request. And these controller methods again hit the service and get the response from the service, and the same response will be again provided to the client. So internally the service will use a bean class to representing the objects. Okay, so currently instead of using this database and repository classes, instead of this, I'm just trying to use something called hash map from Java. So I will specify some data in the hash map, and we will work on the particular data which is provided inside the hash map. And later on, we will replace that hash map with the database. Okay. So as a first step, let us try to understand how the exactly things will happen in the Spring Boot framework. So once you're familiar with all the flows, right, how these classes will be implemented, how things are going to work. So once you understood this, then we will go to the next level. That is your database. Okay. Now, so let us try to implement this. So for that, so I have a small requirement here. So let us say these are the different APIs. So country related API. So country service, what exactly the country service will provide. So when I hit this request get countries, which will give you all the list of countries in the JSON format. And similarly, suppose I want to fetch the country by using ID. When I pass the country ID, which will give you country information as country ID, country name, and the capital of that particular country. And similarly, I can fetch the country by name. So here I can pass one query parameter. Let's say name equal to India or name equal to some other country. Accordingly, we need to get the country information. And similarly, we also have few more requests. Suppose if you want to add a new country to the service, we can send this request, post request, and specify the country name and capital, and accordingly, which will automatically add to the service. And then update country and delete country. So here I'll provide the country information according which will update the country, existing country. And when you provide the country ID as part of URL, which will automatically delete the country. So these are the API endpoints which are currently having. So based on this, we have to develop the web service. And after that, we will develop the controller class to handle all this HTTP requests. So this is a step-by-step process. Listen this carefully, each and every step. So as I said before, so here, which we need to go step by step. So let us keep database repository aside. We will see this later. So let us mainly focus on only on these three things: controller, country controller, service we will design, and we will develop the service, controller class we will develop, and then we use some Pojo class or Bean class internally. And in the country service itself, I will maintain some data in the Java hash map. So later on, we will replace with the database. Okay. So now let us move on to the development. So as a first step, what you have to do is we have to create a new Spring Boot project. So let's create a new project now. So let's go to the Eclipse. As I said before, we need to install one plugin inside the Eclipse. If I just go to uh, help menu and Eclipse marketplace, and here you have to search for Spring Tools, right? So which we already shown you how to install this. So when you search for Spring Tools, when I click on the go button, which will show you uh, a, a new plugin which we need to install on the Eclipse. So I already have this plugin. So this is the one, Spring Tools 4. So this is a new plugin which we need to install on your Eclipse. So I already installed this. So once you install this particular plugin, then only you will get the Spring Boot project. You can create a Spring Boot project. Now let us go to the file and new. Here instead of taking normal Java and project, you can just go to other. And here you can see Spring Boot option. And here you have to select Spring Starter project and click on the next, and which will automatically get service URL and other details. And here we need to specify all the details. So here I'm saying Spring Boot country REST service project. So this is the name of the project I'm giving, and this is a workspace where my project is going to store. And I'm using Maven, and Java version is 8, packaging is jar, language is Java. And if you want to specify some group ID, you can just change it. I say com.country service I'm giving demo, and the package name is, I say com.countryservice.demo. So once you provided these information, click on the next. And here we have to add required dependencies for our project. And especially for this project, Spring Web is required, which is already populating here. Select this. Apart from this, we need to also something called JPA. Okay, Spring Data JPA is also required, which is required for connecting to the databases. So later we will use this. For now, we can just select and then click on the finish. So once you have done this, which will automatically create a new Spring Boot project in your Eclipse. So now if you can just look at here, Spring Boot country service project, which is created. And once you create it, so sometimes you will see some error in the pom.xml. So if I just look at in the pom.xml, you can see some dependencies here. Okay. So still, if you see any errors, you can just right click here on the project, go to Maven, and you can just go to update project. Okay. When I updating this project, you can just click on the force update and then say, okay. So once we have done this, your project is going to update, and let us wait for a few seconds here. So we need to wait till it completes 100%. It is still updating the Maven project. Okay, so this is the first step. So we have to create a new Maven project. So once you created a Maven, a Spring Boot project, what are the default options you will get? So we'll get a default packages here: SRC main Java, SRC main resources, SRC test Java. So inside SRC main Java, the development code will be exist here. SRC main resources, all the resources file will you can keep here, and SRC test Java. So all the testing unit test cases he'll keep inside the SRC test Java. So SRC main Java used by the developers, SRC test Java used by the testers. So now if I just go back to the pom.xml, once you update your project, and you can see few dependencies automatically added here. So these dependencies are required for our project. So once we have done this, now as a first step, what I'll do, if I just go and focus more on the development now. So SRC main Java, and here by default, you can see one package called com.countryservice.demo. And here you can see the main class, Spring Boot Country Service Project Application. And this class we are not going to touch now. So this is a starting point. Whenever you want to run your Spring Boot project, you have to run this particular file, which is having main method. Okay. So this is a starting point. So now we need to mainly focus on these three things. So country controller class we need to create, which contains the mapping methods, and service, which is the most important thing, which we are going to create now. And then internally it will use some Pojo class, which is also called as a bean. So where we have to keep these three files, controller files or services and beans. So we will create a separate packages inside your project. So let us create a 3 different packages which can have these type of files, because one Spring Boot project, you can have n number of controllers and so many number of services, so many number of bean classes. So we will maintain all of them properly in the framework. So now let us go to Eclipse. Now I'll create a new packages. So whenever you create a new packages, make sure all the packages should be sub packages of the main package, which is com.countryservice.demo. So wherever the main method is, the main class is present, so that's the main package. So rest of the packages like bean packages or service packages or control classes packages, all those packages should be part of or sub packages of the main package. Now let me just create another package, new package, and currently we are in this particular package. Now inside this I'm creating dot, I say controllers. So I say controllers. So this package contains only controller classes. I say controllers. Okay, I say controller, say finish. So I have created one package. So let us create one more package. So what is the next component? Service. All the services we have to keep in one more package. Let's create another package. So not in the controllers, in the same above package, com.countryservice.demo dot. Here we'll keep all the services. So this is another sub package. Now internally the service will use something called a Pojo class, or we can say bean. And to maintain all the beans, we need to create one more package. So in the same service demo, some new package, and here beans, I say beans, click on the finish. So these are the 3 main packages which we have to create. Now let's refresh the project one more time, because it is eliminating the duplicates. Okay, so now we have main class which is present inside the com.countryservice.demo, and these are the sub packages which are part of the com.countryservice.demo. So in the beans package, all the bean classes will be present. Under controllers package, all the controller classes will be present. Inside the services package, all the services package will be present. Okay, so now with this we have done the project structure. So structure we created. Now where exactly we have to start? So before that we need to understand the API endpoint, what exactly service will do. So what is the main purpose of the service? So I'm going to develop a country service. So what this service will provide you? So when a request for all the countries, which will provide you countries data along with the name of the country, ID, capital. Similarly, if you want to add some new countries to the service, you will able to add it through this service into the database. And similarly, if you want to get a specific details about specific country, you can request that. Okay, or if you want to modify the country details, you can modify it. So all these things will happen through service. So now, first of all, what I have to do is we have to mainly focus on the service and the bean class. So these are the two things. So once you develop these two parts, then we will focus more on the controller class. Okay, so we have to implement or develop this step by step. So first, let us focus more on these two: country service, how to develop the country service, and then we will implement the country controller. Okay, so now let us go back to the Eclipse, and where you want to develop the service under com.countryservice.demo.service. So as I already listed, what are the service it will provide: get all the countries, get country by ID, get country by name, add new country, update country, and delete country. So these are the different services provided, right? So now in the services, we have to create a new class, right? So I will name it as a country service, right? So I'll say country service and click on the finish. So we will implement this class later. Okay, country service. So this is a main class. All the services logic will be present inside the class. All right. So again, so to use this particular service internally, we will maintain the some attributes like country name or country ID or capital. So this information we have to maintain, and we will represent all this data in the form of objects, right? Because the same Java objects we have to represent in the form of JSON to the client. So for that, we need to create a bean class. A bean class is required. So before creating or before implementing the service, we need to start implementing the bean class. Okay. So now where we have to create a bean class under beans. So here I'm creating a new class, and here I will name it as country. Okay, country as a finish. So now let me show you how to create a bean class. So to create a bean class, so first of all, we need to define some variables. So what are the variables we required? So for example, to represent the country information, let us say I'll take a 3 variables like country ID, country name, and country capital. So for these 3 variables, we have to create setters and getters. So we need to add data into the variable. So how to create a Pojo class? So to create a Pojo class, we can just select the variables and here right click, and you can see the source. And in Eclipse, you have facility like this, which will automatically create getters and setters. And you can see here, generate getters and setters. And for what variables we have to create, we can select all the variables and say generate. So once we have done, your bean class is ready. So for these 3 variables, so let me just keep them here. So for these 3 variables, we have created getters and setters. So this method will get the ID from the user, and this method will set that ID. So sorry, this method will get the ID, and this method will return the ID. So for every variable, we have a get method and also set method. So this is a Pojo class. Okay, or we can say a bean class in the Spring Boot. Okay, so now we have to develop the service by using this bean class. So to develop the service, we have to use this particular bean class. So as I said before, so the country service use this country bean class. Okay, so now let us start developing the service. So how to develop the service? And also I told you, so in this example, we are not going to use this database and repository part. So this we will see in the upcoming videos. So for now, I will have all the data in the service itself. I will hard code some data in the Java hash map, and we will use the data uh, as part of the request and response. So let me just create a country service. Now go back to the Eclipse and close this country, and where you have to create the service here. So we already created a new class, country service.java. So now we need to implement this. So how to implement this? So first of all, so I will define one small hash map here. If I just look at this, this is my hash map, country country ID map. Okay, so what is this exactly means? Let us import this hash map. So in Java hash map, we can store data in the form of key and value pairs, right? So when I define the hash map variable, what kind of data I need to have? So in the hash map, I will have country name, country ID, country name, and the capital. So altogether, three attributes. Altogether is one object. So I define integer and country. What does it mean? This integer is a key. Like say in the hash map, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we will maintain the keys like this. Let us say this is my hash map, Java hash map. Okay, so this is a key 1, 2, 3, and so on. So for every key, there are multiple data. So here one object, and here another object, here another object. So one is a key and the whole object is one value. Okay, so the whole object will be considered as one value. But what this object contains: a country name, country ID, again country ID, country name, and a capital. Again country ID, country name, and capital. Even third record, again country ID, country name, and a capital. So all three details we will have only one single object. We will maintain as a single object. So now we have to create one hash map like this. So this is a hash map. So the key is an integer part. Key is representing as an integer. And this value is an object. Object means which contains a multiple values. What are those? Country ID, country name, and capital. So those three together we will call as a country object. So that is a country type here. Okay. So with this we have created a new hash map. If I just look at this, what is this country? So we already created one Pojo class, right? So with this class, so the object is also having three variables and all the getters and setters. So with this type, I'm creating one object. So that is country. So we have to import this country. Let us save the file. 1 second. Just a moment. Yes. Okay. So go to the country service. Yeah, we need to import these countries from com.countryservice.demo.beans. All right. So now we created one hash map. So I'll also create one constructor here. Let's take this class name and I'll create one constructor. So here I'll initiate the data in the hash map. Okay. So in this hash map, I will hard code some data. Actually, this data should come from the database. But for now, I'm just hard coding the data in the hash map. So once we understand this concept, then we will go to the next level. So how we can add data here is I can just first initiate this variable country ID map. You can just look at here, country ID map equal to new hash map, integer country. And now in this country ID map, we need to add a few countries. So how to add it? First of all, we need to create an object, country, India country equal to new country. And this is the ID of the country, name of the country, and capital. Similarly, I have added two more countries. Totally 3 countries I have added. So here, save it. Okay, so what is saying? Remove arguments to match country. So if I just say ID, name of the country, and capital. Saying the constructor country is undefined. So when I create a variable like this, basically we are adding some data into the hash map. But when you're creating the object itself, we are passing the data, right? So the constructor should be created in the country class. So, but we forgot here. If I just go back to the country.java, just we have defined the variable and the setters and getters we have added. But we need to additionally create one new constructor to initiate the data. So these methods will get and set the data, but we need to also have one constructor by which we can automatically invoke it. So I created one country constructor, which will take ID, country name, and capital. So this is actually bean or Pojo class. So now go back to the country service, and here in the country service, we created one constructor. All right. So inside this, I have added some data. So if I just look at here, first I created multiple objects of country. And finally, I'm adding these objects into the hash map. So here country ID map is a hash map. And what's the type of data? The first one is a key values 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and country data. So 1, 2, 3, these are the keys. And here India country is one object, USA country is another object, UK country is another object. So currently I'm adding 3 countries into the hash map. Okay, so this is a first constructor which we have created in the service. And then based upon our endpoints, we have to create method. So first we need to get all the countries, get country by ID, get country by name. So I have to implement all these methods. So for that, what I have to do is we have to write some methods like this. I'll say public and get all countries. Okay, so get all countries. Now this method, what is the functionality of this method, which will return all the countries which are available in this hash map, right? So how we can return all this data by using this method? So let's make it as a public, and return type I'll mention as a list. Return type is list because we need to return all the countries objects. So return type is list. So import this list from java.util. And after that, I'll create one list variable, name it as a countries. And here I'll instantiate with array list. Okay, I say array list. And inside this array list, okay, so what are values we have in this hash map? I will add all the values in the form of a list. And finally, I will return that list. So how we can add them here? I'll say a list. So how we can add all the values? So currently all the values are in the form of a hash map, key and value pairs. Now I'm converting them into list. So simply what you can do is, let's take a country ID map. There is a method called values. Okay, so when I add this method, what happens is whatever the data we have in the hash map will be added to the list. Okay, so import this array list also. And now we have to return this list. So how we can return? Use return method. Return countries. Return countries. Done. So one service we have successfully developed. So what is a one, not a service exactly, this is one endpoint. So from this service, whenever you want to get all the countries which are available, and this particular service is going to provide through this particular method, get all countries. And similarly, let us try to implement few more methods. So for example, let us try to implement what is the next one is get country by ID. So when I pass ID, the service should return the country details. So get country by ID. And here I will pass country ID as an argument. Now what this return, this should return the whole country details based on the ID. That means the country object it should return. So the return type is a country. The return type is a country. But how this will get all the information about the country from this hash map? So we pass ID, fine. So based on the ID, we have to capture the particular data of that particular country. So how we can get it? Simply take the hash map variable dot get of, specify the ID here. ID and key both are equal here, right? So ID. So when I pass this ID, this particular thing will return that particular country object. So basically, how hash map is going to have this data is, let me show you here. Let us say this is my hash map. Okay, so these are the hash map keys 1 2 3, and this is the data 1 2 3. These are the IDs of the countries, and let's say XYZ, these are the names of the countries, and here capitals of the country. So when I pass this key, what happens? The whole object will be returned. So here when I pass this ID and key both are equal here. So I'm getting the country ID. When I pass the country ID into this hash map, what this will return? The whole object, the country details will be returned. So now this we are going to return here. So country ID map dot get of ID, and what this return? Return the country object. Country, I say country equal to, and then we have to return this country. Say return country. Okay, so this is how we need to implement this method. So get country by ID. So this is over. And now let us move on to the next method. So far we have implemented two methods: get all countries, get country by ID. Now what is the next one? So next one is get country by name. So when I pass name, we have to get the country details along with the ID and capital. So for that, what I'll do is we will implement one more method here. But here we have to write a piece of logic, some logic here. Let me just write it. So here, get country by name, get country by name. So when I say get country by name, so obviously we will get the string parameter, string name of the country. I say country name, country name, right? So when I get the name, how we can extract the country details? So here we cannot directly get the country name, because if I just look at the hash map now, in the hash map data is like this. These are all only keys, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. These are the keys, and X, Y, Z, and here capitals are there. So if I just look at here, what I'm asking here, when I pass the country name, I should get the country details. So previously when I asked the country country by ID, so this ID is exactly equal to the key in the hash map. So when I pass this ID, automatically we got all the country details. But this time we are passing the name. So where exactly name is available? Inside the object. So inside the object, name is available. So how we can get this whole data based on this name? So first of all, by using this ID, we have to get object, and then we have to read name from that object. And if that name is equal to our expected name, country name, then we have to read all the data from this object. Once it is completed, then we have to move to the next object. Suppose if the name is not present in the first object, now we need to move to the next object and fetch this name is equal to this name. If it is equal, then again capture the whole object and print those details. Similarly, we have to iterate like this. Okay, so this is a logic which you have to implement. So for that, what I will do is, let me just try to write some piece of code here. Okay, now if I just look at this, so get country by name, so I'm passing the name of the country, and initially country object I'm making it as a null, and in this loop, and I'm using something called key set country ID map. So this is basically hash map dot key set. What this method will do, this method will return all the keys from the hash map. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the keys. So first key will be stored in this I. And now by using this key, I'm getting the first record. So country ID map dot get of I, this will return the first record in the hash map. In that record, I'm getting the country name. In that country name, I'm checking equals to whatever country name I'm matching here, I'm passing here. And if this is equals, then what I'm doing, from the same hash map, get of I. So when I say get of I, what does mean? Which will return the whole object. In that hash map, the whole entry will be returned. That is I'm storing in the country. So let me just repeat what exactly happening here. So this is my hash map, right? So you can say we have a 3 records in it. Again, we have a 3 entries we have. So here I have an India, here I have a USA, and here UK, and some capitals are there. So here what exactly I'm doing, I'm saying key set. Key set means all the keys will be returned, but the first key will be assigned to the I. Now get of I means which will get all the data, all the object. In this, get of country name, get country name. So this is a country name, which is equals to this country name. Then what I'm doing, country map dot get of I. Get of I means again 1. So get of I means 1, means all the object will be written in the form of country object. So the object means what is the type of this object? Country. So that will be written. Now here, so this is the country which is already defined the type here. So finally I'm returning the country. So this is a simple logic which we need to write. So when I pass a country name, so this will return the country details. So this is a get country by name. Okay, so far we have done 3. One is get all countries, get country by ID, get country by name. So the next one is add a new country. So this is most important. So this is basically a post request. How to add a new country. So here, if I just look at the requirement, so we need to just pass only country name and capital. So ID automatically should generate along with the country name and the capital. So let us try to implement this add new country. So let me just create one more method, add country. So this is also I'm making as a public, and this will also return a country object, country, add country. Okay, so what is the parameter? So when I say add country, what is the parameter we are passing? Because there's a post request, we have to send a body also, request body. So we have to pass this data as an input, country name and capital. So we have to receive it, right? So what's the parameter we are passing? Country object again. Country object I'm written. Country means which contains again 3 details, but ID automatically generate later. So, but initially we are passing only capital name and country name. All right, so this is a method definition, public country, add country, country and country. So now in this method, so what you have to do is we have to create, suppose when you add this country, if I just go back to the implementation, so this ID automatically should generate, right? So to automatically generate this ID, before that, we need to check what are the IDs already available in the hash map. Let's say 1, 2, 3 already available. So what is the next ID? 4 is the next ID. So that we need to automatically generate for every new record, right? So for that, we need to write a small utility method, which is also part of this. And then we will implement add country. So how we can write the utility method here? So to write the utility method, we can keep here itself. Now we can just look at this. So I have written some method called get max ID. And initially max is equal to 0. And how I'm checking what is the next ID. So what are already IDs are available. What's the next maximum ID? How we can check here is we can check like this. Initially I'm saying max equal to 0. And from the hash map, I'm getting all the key set. Key set means which will return all the keys. Like currently we have 1, 2, 3. So 3 records we have, or 3 pairs we have in the hash map. So 1, 2, 3 are the keys. So key set means 1, 2, 3 now. So first 1 will be stored in the ID. 1 is a starting one. So starting ID. So if the max is less than or equal to ID, okay, if this is or less than or equal to ID, then what do we have to do? This ID max equal to ID. So what exactly this means is initially I'm making as a 0. I'm getting the key set. So if I just look at here in the hash map, we have currently 3 records. We don't have a 4th record here. So the next ID will be the 4 actually. So if I automatically generate the ID, it should be 4. But how we can generate it? So let me just see the logic. So max equal to 0. So currently max equal to 0. So what I'm condition here, I'm getting the key set. Key set means 1, 2, 3. So first key set is 1. 1 I'm storing into ID. So I'm assigning 1 to the ID. So let us take this is the ID now. Initial I'm starting from begin. So what is the condition here? Max less than or equal to ID. So if 0 equal to 0 is less than or equal to ID means what? This is a less than this means what? The ID equal to max. Okay, so this is condition is true, right? So max equal to 0, ID equal to 1. So the condition is true. So now what happens? The max equal to becomes 1. Okay, now the second round. Now again key set. So now this time 2 will come. So ID becomes a 2. So previously what is the max value? 1. But ID value 2. So 1 less than or equal to 2. Currently again true. Condition is true. Then max becomes ID. So now M becomes a 2. Okay, now M becomes a 2. Now the next round. So again get the another key set which is 3. Now compare with the max. So max is 2, 3 is an ID. So 2 less than or equal to 3. Again true. So then max equal to ID. So now the max becomes a 3. Now the next round. So which will get another key which is 3, the last one. So again the condition. So max less than or equal to ID. So here max equal to 3. ID is also 3 because we have equal to condition. Again condition becomes true. So then max equal to ID. That means the max becomes the 4. The max becomes the max becomes a 3 now because this ID is automatically assigned to the M. So the max becomes a 3. So as soon as max becomes 3, the next round we don't have a key set. Now the max is equal to 3 here. So that is representing the last record in the hash map. So before returning the max, just add +1. That will be the next record or next ID. Okay. So now max +1 we have written. So this value we have to use to generate automatic ID for the new record. Okay, in this add country method. So this is a simple logic which we need to implement here. Now, after implementation of this utility, let's go back and implement add country here. All right, so how we can implement this add country? So simply I'm writing a piece of code. Let's try to understand. Add country, I'm getting the country object, and here country dot set id get max id. So what this method will do is whenever you create a new country, the id automatically should add, right? So in the country object, so where it will go when I click on the set id, so here we're passing the id automatically set to the country. So for that I'm using this method. So this id whatever I'm generating, that id should automatically set to the new country, and after that from this country uh, get the country id along with the country object. So these two information we are newly adding to this particular hash map. So this country dot get id is basically a key, and the country is an object which contains again the country id, name and capital. So key and a value, so both we are adding into the hash map, and then finally return the country object. So this particular method will take the country object and return the country. So add country, and internally this method will use get max id method. This is a small utility file which you have to create. Okay, so far we have seen how we can get all the countries, and get country by using id, get country by using name, and then add a new country. And suppose I want to update existing country. So I want to update the existing country. So how we can update? So to update the existing country, again it is the same. If I just look at here, after adding country means a post operation, so update means is a put operation. So now this is a method. So update country, again it is getting the country object, and country dot get id greater than 0, because suppose the country id is less than 0 means we cannot update. So means that record is not present in the hash map, right? So if the get id greater than 0, and then in this particular hash map we are putting the record, because in the hash map, so the values will be replaced, duplicates are not allowed, right? So keys cannot be duplicated, the data can be duplicated but keys cannot be duplicated. So here country dot get id, this is a key and a value. So whatever object I'm getting here, right? So that object I'm updating in the same hash map, and finally return the country object. So this is update country. And finally we have a delete country. So let's try to implement this method. So delete country. So how we can implement this? If I just look at the requirement of delete country, go back. Here we have to pass something called country ID, and then we will get the response like this message country deleted. So this is a part of the JSON response, country deleted, right? So to display the ID, country name and capital like this in the JSON format, so we already have country class, which is a Pojo class, right? Bean class is already there. But to representing this kind of data, so here we don't have any country name, capital or nothing. It's just a message. So for that we need to create one more bean class, which is required. So only for response. So later on we will use that response class for multiple purposes. For now I'm just using that Pojo class or bean class only for displaying the response message, because this is a not part of the country object. Okay, now go back and let's create one more bean class under beans itself. New class. Okay, and inside the beans, or it is not exactly the bean, so we can just create inside the controller itself, because this method should use that one. So to just populate the response, so again inside the controllers we can create. So inside the controller, let's create a new class and name it as add response. Okay, so I will just add only two variables here. One is string message and ID, because along with the message, I just want to populate the ID also. So which record is deleted, that ID of the country also I want to populate here. So I'm just taking two variables, message and ID. And for these two variables, we need to create getters and setters. So let's create, how to create getters and setters. So right click and go to the source and generate getters and setters. So take these two variables, I say generate. Okay, so now four methods have been generated. So this is simple a class which we created especially for response. Okay, so now go back here. So in the delete country, I'm going to use that class. So how we can use it for the deleting? So in the service here, we have to call something called. So if you want to delete something from the hash map, how we can delete? So we can directly call the remove method, right? So take the hash map. So take the hash map dot, I say remove. And how we can remove that? So if I pass a key, corresponding record will be removed from the hash map, right? That what is that key? ID. So whatever ID I'm getting here, I'm passing. So this will remove the entry from the hash map. And then after removing, so I want to display some message as part of the response. I want to return some message. Rest of the methods are returning something, but here after deleting the record from the hash map, so we need to return something. So how we can return? So now I'm creating add response object. So take this add response. Let's say rs equal to, or I can say response equal to. So new add response. And here in this, we have two variables, message and also ID. Let me keep it here. Okay, so message and ID, we have it two, right? So we have to fill these two. So let's go back and here import this add response. Okay, so now res dot set message. Okay, set message, and here I'm putting some message. Let's say country deleted. Country deleted. Let me write once again. Country deleted. Okay, so along with this, I'm also going to add something ID. So which country is deleted? How we will know that? So I can also add response set ID. So the same ID I'm passing here, so that we will know in the by seeing the response, we will know exactly which ID of the country which is deleted. Okay, based on the ID we can recognize. So I say finally I return response object. I return the response object. Okay, so here, so whenever you return something, right, response object or country object, which will automatically convert it into JSON format. So that is the beauty of the Spring Boot framework. So here, so we no need to again convert this into JSON format. So normally if you want to convert any Java object into the JSON object, normally we use Jackson API. That is another third-party API which we have. But here we don't need to worry about that. So Spring Boot itself will automatically take care of converting the Java object into JSON format, because we need to showcase the result in the JSON format to the client, right? So that is an automatic mechanism which we have in the Spring Boot. So we no need to use any third-party URL to convert the Java object into JSON. Okay, so that you need to remember. All right, so public delete content. What is the return type here? Add response, right? So what is RES? RES is the type of the response, add response. So that return type you have to specify. All right, so done. So with this, we have implemented, let me just close this. Just a second. Okay, so somewhere one more bracket is missing. Yeah, fine. Okay, so this is how we need to implement country service. So very basic. So later on, we will see how we can get this data from the database. That's the actual scenario. But before that, we need to understand the implementation step by step. So what we have done so far, so we have started from here. Let me just show the presentation. We have started from here. So we have just created one bean class, country bean class, which contains a country ID, country name, and a country capital. And we have created setters and getters. So there's basically a bean class. And after that, what we have done, we have created a service, country service. And these methods internally use this Pojo class to create a country objects. So if I just look at one more time here, So in the country service, we created one constructor and get all countries. This method will return all the countries, and this method will return the country information based on the ID we passed, and this method will return the country information based on the name we have passed, and this method will return the this method will just add the country in the hash map, and then it will also return the details. And here, this is a utility method which we have used, which will automatically generate the IDs. And then update country, which will take the country object and it will check whether the ID is greater than 0, then automatically it will update the hash map. And then delete country. So once you pass the ID of the country, then it will automatically delete the country and return the confirmation message. So this is how we can develop the service. Okay. So country.java, we have created a bean class. And the second thing, we have created a service class. And internally, the service class used two POJ objects, a bean class. Country is a bean class, add response. Okay. So till here, we have done these two parts. So country service we have developed, country bean we have developed. And the next thing is country controller. So how we can develop the country controller methods. And then we will send the different type of request, how controller methods will automatically invoke and internally call the service and perform the operations. So that we will see in the next video. So far, whatever we covered, just practice this. In the next video, I will show you how we can develop the country controller class. This is a main class. And once you develop this, we can run our APIs with the request, whatever the request URLs are specified here. With these URLs, we can check our service is working properly or not through these API calls. Okay. So in the next video, we will see how we can develop this country controller, and then we will see the HTTP request. All right. So that's all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Let's see in the next video.